Ramble.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the TryPod. Welcome to a new year. Yay. It's the same you. You haven't changed at all yet, but you have intentions to, and well, we'll see. Yay. We are the Try Guys. You got Zach, you got Eugene, you got Keith, you got Ned.
Wow! Happy New Year!
The ball is falling.
This is the second.
Yeah.
We're firmly in the new year.
Yeah, we have recovered from our hangovers.
We have given up our resolutions.
Yeah, I did mine in one day.
Wow, you're impressive.
I'm already done.
Now you get to coast. Today, we're going to look back last year. We're going to go over some of the favorite moments from the pod, but we're also going to look forward. 2020 is not just a new year, it's a new decade. What's coming up? What are we excited for? And what are we going to regret?
It's the roaring 20s.
Wow.
That's right. Wow, we're in a new decade.
I mean, the 20s
back.
We're like,
yeah.
Is always the one that people are like, oh, the roaring 20s. The 20s were a big time for America.
Crazy.
We're back in the 20s. Huge.
Prohibition's gonna hit us hard.
I mean, maybe weed will have a weird like prohibition thing. Like it'll become illegal, and then for like a couple years, then it'll cause more crime. So they'll undo that. Just like with booze, and everybody will have secret weed speakeasies, but it'll be very obvious because they'll smell like weed.
Very exciting, actually. On today's podcast, we have we're going to be able to look forward to the future and premiere some of the top headlines from the 20s. So the weed prohibition is one of them. Another top headline from the decade to come.
Natalie Portman and Shawn Mendes in bizarre stunt marry Keith and Becky Habersberger. Super odd that they are all a 4-person marriage now.
We all love Natalie Portman. Enough with my bogus headlines. Let's talk about Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman's about to have the biggest decade of her career. Now? Yeah. About to.
And finally, unfortunately, the Rugrats, Tommy Pickles, was arrested in a DUI. He's going to rehab. We all wish Tommy the best and a speedy recovery.
Right. So happy 2020, guys. As listeners should probably know, the first half of this episode is going to be us looking forward to the year. And the second half of this episode is their favorite moments from the podcast.
You voted, you decided, we're playing it and taking 30 minutes off.
That's right. We're on hiatus for our videos. We're giving you compilations on our YouTube channel. And here, we're giving you compilations, the best moments that you could possibly like from the podcast. And it's going to be great.
And we're doing that because, look, we have a wonderful, fervent fandom. We've got the Miles Nation going strong. But we're not going to lie, guys. Our growth is stagnant. You haven't been out there. You haven't been pushing the scripture. You haven't been going into your friends' faces and saying, oh my God, did you hear what the Try Guys said on the TryPod last week? It was a romp. It was a riot. So you need to sit your friends the fuck down. You need to glue earphones to their heads, and you need to force them to listen to this podcast. And at the end, they're going to go, huh, that was all right.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go subscribe. That's what's about to happen. So get fucking ready.
Get fucking ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool that by the time you're listening to this, we have like 8 million subscribers.
Yeah.
On YouTube and on our podcast.
Yeah, on YouTube and on our podcast.
That's nuts.
What's your resolution for this year? What's something that you're trying to do? For me, it's exercising more.
Same.
That's a good one.
I've definitely fallen off the as good of the health wagon. What's great is I'm still way more healthy than I was before the book, but I'm not as healthy as I was like right after the book, and I want to get back to that super healthy place.
Ned, you were a fit boy. What happened?
I had a baby. And
it changes your body forever.
It took. I did.
That was a good joke.
Yeah, that was good. I don't know. Ever since I've had a wonderful new life come into the world, it's been difficult for me to balance work, family, and self-care. And now he's getting older. It's not as hard, right? It's like I'm actually sleeping through the night, so I'm gonna try and refocus on myself because it'll help. It won't make me less of a father. It'll make me a better father.
Yeah, buff dad.
Well, no, I don't need to get buff.
Buff daddy.
Buff daddy.
Ooh, nice. Strong daddy.
I don't want to get hurt, It's like I'm not doing any exercise, and then I still play soccer.
Oh.
Right? So it's like, if I'm not in good conditioning, I'm going to do something fun like sports or pick up basketball, and then I'm probably going to like
All down.
tweak my ankle or like whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
We know what you're talking about.
The new office, it's coming up soon at this point.
Yeah.
You got to
I
measure
mean,
that bed.
Yeah, we got to make sure the bed fits in. But like, this is going to be really cool. We're going to have like a whole editing suite. We're going to have a
It's gonna be
giant
sweet.
sound stage.
I'm
We're gonna have a
soon,
kitchen.
but what's the time frame of this again? It's like
We don't know.
The point is,
It's coming.
It's coming soon.
But the more we say that it's coming soon,
I know. The more we keep teasing it for.
every day I come into this office, I'm gonna be like, well, here we are.
It's gonna happen in 2020.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Eugene, what are you excited for this year?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, he comes back in 2020. That's
Wow, the
Yeah,
rapture is
the perfect
happening.
year. Well, my real resolution is being able to talk about projects I've been working on for over 10 years that are going to actually happen in 2020.
Which is awesome.
That I haven't been able to talk about because of everything, but it'll be very cool to be able to share with everyone what those projects are.
You could call that creative expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yes, it's just so hard not to talk about things that you've worked on for so long.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to talk about it at BuzzFeed. It was like, yeah, this is some
You're
heavy
not-
stuff.
Whoa.
Loaded.
You're
Yeah.
not trying to be coy. It's just
No.
you don't want to talk about a project before it's
No.
at fruition. That's
It was also, we'll explain it in a video when it happens. But it's going to be exciting. 2020 is going to be very exciting. I'm excited.
You're getting metal legs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to get metal legs.
he's
very
going
cool.
to become a battle angel.
Yeah, when we
and
say
Alita.
it's a health project, it's like, oof, metal
Big
legs.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
operation.
But 2020 is going to be cool. I think it's going to be very good for everyone.
I've got a bone to pick.
Oh boy,
With
Zach's got a
society.
boner.
Whoa.
Zach's boner of the week.
Get ready for this hard on, fellas.
Jesus.
Every time we talk about resolutions, we reprioritize things like working out and going to therapy and working on yourself. And then the year goes on, and I mean, I was just at a holiday party. This is in the past because we're releasing this in the future. And the working out and therapy came up, and someone said, I just, it's so hard. I don't have time for it during the week. Fuck all of us. How dare we have the gall to say that we don't have time for literally the only thing in our life that matters, which is ourselves. You got one fucking body. You got one brain. If your brain don't work, that means your body don't work. And we're like, oh, I'm too busy because I have to go to work. Fuck me. How dare I say that to myself? How dare I ever assume that I don't have time to prioritize my health? So I want you to remember how you feel right now. And I want you to look in the mirror and say, fuck you, myself. And for the rest of the year, you remember how you feel right now. And you prioritize your goddamn self.
I
And
love
it
that.
doesn't have to be like a 2-hour-long gym class, right? It
No.
could be like a little walk around the block for your mental health. It could be, some squats in the bathroom. All these things that we say.
Squats in the bathroom?
Yeah, it was something somebody told us a long time ago, and we're like,
Like
that seems
anytime
like
you
we
go
were
to poop,
crazy.
just pound out 20 squats.
That was a video Eugene made.
Was it?
Yeah, remember? You're like fitness guy. There was
Yeah.
like a big
Something
round
about
table of
men's health.
people.
Oh, it was about like how we can be more healthy and active during the day.
His tips were go on 30-minute walks during lunch and do, 20 squats every time you're in the bathroom. And there was like a week and a half we were all like, yeah, we're
Yeah,
going to do it.
doing it.
And the reasoning was that you go to the bathroom like 3 to 5 times in the day to pee, especially if you're as hydrated as you should be. So if you can remember to do 15 to 20 squats every time you go to the bathroom, you'll actually be knocking out 80 to 100 squats a day.
and you will have the booty.
You'll have
of
booties and
steel.
thighs to go for days.
Whoa.
I'm not saying you got to be a swole daddy like Ned, okay? You just need to take care of yourself. And like, I think I'm talking specifically for me. Like, I have put off going to therapy for so long because it feels so
Same.
daunting.
Whole life here.
No, yeah. I mean, I only did it. I did it for years in childhood and then kind of fell off. I truly, really believe that every single human being, whether you're well-adjusted or not, benefits from therapy. We all got shit to unpackage, right? It's just, it makes you a happier, better person. I don't have time for it, quote unquote. Like, what bogus response is that? Of course I have time. You have
Yeah.
to be able to make time for yourself.
Well, sometimes they don't have time for you. I tried to get a dentist appointment like last month, and they're like, we don't have an opening until February. And I'm like, well, what about my teeth? They got to get clean. Somebody's got to get in there.
I got a dentist for you.
And they're like, February.
Who's your dentist, Miles?
I got a really good dentist.
I used this dentist before, and she was good.
Well, yeah.
But what's about? Sell me.
Okay. I got the dentist. I was going to this nightmare dentist that made me feel like my teeth were falling out of my face, like I was an asshole. And now I go to this place called Glow Modern Dentistry. It's the #1 dentist reviewed on Yelp
This
in
sounds
LA.
like one of those new churches where they have acoustic guitars.
Yeah, they
and
take
have
your
a stage.
blood. No, it's great. They were playing. First of all, I go in there. They're giving out cucumber waters. They're giving out like little snacks. They're all like cool and young and hip. We're talking soft, diffuse lighting. They're playing Lord. They're playing Billie Eilish.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right. And then I went there, and they made me feel so good about my teeth. They were like, "Oh, you get a little plaque here, but you have really nice teeth. Like,
They lied
we're gonna
to you.
watch this." But it was like that's all I needed. They were like, "You don't have any cavities, but we're gonna watch this in case it becomes one. But you have really good teeth," and it made me leave so positive. I
Did
normally
it improve your teeth hygiene?
no, my teeth are rotting out of my fucking face.
So I went to the dentist, and I think there is something to like cavities or like genetic. Like some people just have an easier time not getting them. I don't get cavities. So I go to the dentist. I hadn't been to the dentist in like 6 years. Went to the dentist. She's like, your teeth are in great shape. You have no cavities. I'm like, oh yeah. Becky hasn't been to the dentist in 2 years and had 7 cavities.
Oh, wow.
She eats candy.
Yeah, no.
And I
I'll
also
do it.
don't eat
6
candy.
years you didn't go to the dentist?
Oh, yeah.
That
I was
sucks.
poor. I didn't have,
Crazy.
it went from 21 to
Yeah.
25. I didn't have any money.
How's
Pretty
your-
hard to remember to go to the dentist.
It's the easiest of the medical necessity checklist to just be like, I'll get it next year.
Right. Or like, oh, next month. Oh, I'll go in February when they're going to book me.
I haven't done I'm just going to admit something. I haven't done a general doctor checkup in probably over 2 years, which is
Whoa.
horrifying.
Well, we did our
because-
video.
That's true. Actually, that's the only
Yeah,
one
so
I did.
in
One.
for a video, we did a general doctor checkup.
But like I have a autoimmune disease. I go to my rheumatologist, but I haven't been to my general doctor. And part of the reason is because my general doctor is the fucktard who wouldn't believe me and listen to my symptoms. So I'm like, well, okay, I'm not going to him anymore. But I haven't found the new one, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just make videos. I only get things done in my life if a video does
It helps. I was thinking like maybe I should make a video where I do 100 push-ups a day because I keep telling
It did.
myself I should and then I won't unless it's a video. Also, I keep trying to remember, Keith, you should do some push-ups before you get in the shower in the morning. But then I never do. And then I don't think about it until I'm like, right after the shower, I'm like, oh, I should have done push-ups. Now I can't do push-ups because I'm going to get so sweaty because it takes nothing for me.
How do we get better at
I'm getting there,
remembering
starting.
things?
Well, that's a resolution of mine to remember.
Maybe you could just have sticky notes every.
I need to put a sticky note on my bathroom door that says, drop and give me 20.
We just have
I love that.
Google Calendar appointments that automatically trigger when we're in certain locations. Or maybe we get a tiny puppy. Yeah, Keith is doing push-ups
Keith just
right
dropped.
now.
Got up
Keith
to
dropped.
some
He's in
push-ups.
one,
I
two,
wanna, shit, man. If
three,
you're doing push-ups, I want to do push-ups. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do push-ups.
5.
Put your elbows
6,
closer to your body.
7.
If you're listening to this and you're not driving, just do a push-up right
9,
now. One push-up.
And
That's
it's
where.
10. All right, so Keith did 9 push-ups.
Start busting out Keith.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Zach's doing 1.
Right, I did 10.
Zach does 2 push-ups.
around the tripod.
That's 3. That's 4. There we go, Zach. That's 5. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
I mean, I would start doing squats, but I strained my groin doing all these squats. It really backfired for me.
Yeah.
Don't try this at home.
How many did you do, Zach?
Well, I stopped at 8 because I realized it's not good for podcasting.
My heart is
But
racing.
If you want a little hack, you can get better at push-ups by doing yoga. That's I've gotten way better, and it's an easier way.
I got better doing push-ups from doing push-ups.
I thought you were going to be like, want a little hack? Put your knees on the ground.
That does it too. No, I have I think pretty good push-up form
Yeah.
now, and it's just from doing my vinyasa flow. Well, I'll hit you with, I did an 85-minute yoga class. It was a level 2 this weekend, and I didn't know it was 85 minutes. I thought it was the regular 50 minutes, and I got to like the 65-minute mark, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is endless. It's never go. I was dripping in sweat. I look like a little chihuahua when they get a bath and their hair's all sticking up, but I felt good. Like you get past that point of exhaustion into like strength delirium.
Zone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I never believed in the fitness like high and the zone that people would like runner's high, which is like a thing, or if you run for a certain amount of time, somehow you get like high from it. Never experienced that before because I could never exercise to the point where my body gave me euphoria until I started doing Orange Theory more like regularly. And normally about 40 minutes into the class, I'll be on a treadmill for like a little like long stint and I will totally disappear into my mind and I won't be thinking about how much I hate it. I'll just be like in a great mood and I'll be like feeling good. And I'm like, oh, I feel good. This is that thing where you feel good even though you're like so tired. You should be so tired, but I feel great.
Well, that's because you take an edible before every class, right?
Not a
Kicks
chance.
in.
I wish I could work out high. Impossible for me.
Oh,
That's how I feel about soccer. As anytime I'm just like moving on the field, it's kind of like you're not thinking about anything.
Yeah.
You just feel good. You're
Sports
just
are
kinda
more fun.
totally focused on the game. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Also,
you go
I'm
into
a
like a
fucking
flow state.
Champion rower. I'm so good on the rowing machine. Like
Yeah.
it's funny because for the rest of the class, I look around the class. I'm not the best treadmill. No, I'm not the best guy on weights. But like I will be the second best person in the class on rowing, only behind like the one dude who's just yoked or the one girl who is just so strong.
You got that long torso,
It's-
long
it's,
legs,
It's the
long
length.
torso.
I'm able to just crank them out.
Every
and, like,
crank is more crank.
stay at that good I don't know, whatever, there's a number that's like how fast you're rowing and I can stay in that like 170 to 200 like the whole time and crank out like 1,000 2,000 meters, just fucking crush it.
In the last couple minutes before we go on to the compilation, any company goals, creative goals, things that I guess, you know, what can we look forward to from the Try Guys in 2020?
I'm gonna get so ripped.
As a company goal.
What if we just all of it is like Try Guys 2.0 and we're just like robo humans so
Yeah.
strong. I think
a joke.
Making like big shows. We were working on some big projects. We're making big projects for our own YouTube channel. We're making it for other platforms. We're hoping to like continue to expand the brand so that you see us a bunch of different places and the you know the quality and level of stuff that we do gets even bigger.
I have a missed call from our agent right before we jumped into this podcast. I'm hoping it's about one of those things.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
It'd be too quick, but that'd be cool.
Probably too quick.
Yeah, I think the biggest goal is to start establishing what we really want with our company is that we're a production company and we're producers and that we can generate really great IP across any platform.
That you can expect some additional podcast projects coming from Second Try. I think
Ooh,
that we have
breaking
some,
exclusive.
some interest, some desire, and there are a lot of ideas of what that could be. We could also just fucking make up one right now and see if the audience wants it.
Advice that can go for miles, but for 60 minutes.
Oh my god! Honestly, I
60.
bet you people would sign up for that.
Yeah.
I mean, 2020 is it's a year. We got a whole year ahead, and if you think about what we accomplished in this past year, I mean, there's a lot that can happen.
Yeah, it'll be really tough. You know, 2020, how can it possibly have as
Top
many cool
2019.
things as 2019? There was just so many things that happened this year, but I'm hoping we get some shows sold and produced and made for all the platforms. I'm talking Disney Plus. I'm talking Hulu time, Amazon Prime, Netflix.
You guys have heard
CBS
of
Watch.
the streaming wars where you're looking at a bunch of soldiers, but
That's
like
right.
not just infantry
Generals.
soldiers, generals,
and colonels, generals,
and
marshals.
like super soldiers.
I think it'd be nice to have a podcast where we have guests.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll have guests on this podcast. We'll be in a new studio. It'll be a little bit easier.
No, but if we have a separate podcast with an extra person, you can call it the quadrupod.
Quadrupod is where we.
Nope, because already tripod's confusing because there's 5 people
That's
here.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But you know, like
Makes
a
sense.
quadruped and a quadrupod.
Oh yeah.
What if we do a podcast where every week we try something new and we call it the Try Stuff Pod?
Oh, I love that. Of course.
But also let us know what you guys would like to see.
Yeah.
Would you like to see another season of Without Our Recipe, our cooking series, or the Keith Eats Everything, or the ranking, or the Try DIYs, or the Candid Competition, or
probably
the
not.
Try Wives, or the Miles thing? What do you guys want to see?
The
Should we do
Food
another
Babies.
podcast, the Food Babies?
Food
Should we
Babies?
do a maybe we make a water park and everyone can come and try a slip and slide.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Okay. I'll see myself out. I don't know what character that was. But
I
Good
I
character.
like it.
I liked it.
Adore when Ned is a character. Not to say that I don't enjoy real Ned, but in videos when Ned is not Ned,
I go for it.
it's probably some of my favorite stuff.
You know, I got a bone.
Okay.
Or a
beef.
beef. No, what's my?
Beef
I have
to squeef.
No, yours is beef.
Mine's beef.
I have vengeance to enact.
Venom to spew.
Whoa.
I don't like the term self-care,
Okay.
but I agree with self-care. But then when people talk about it, it doesn't speak to me.
Well,
it's not
they're
what
usually trying to sell you something.
it doesn't. Yeah, and it doesn't
Yeah.
speak to me.
And it feels very new age.
I think I prefer self-scare. Like
How
that's
so?
because to get me to do all the things, like to take care of myself at the dentist or to go to the gym, I need to scare myself into doing it.
I want to hear more about this.
Well, so say I go to the gym like 4 to 5 times a week, ideally to hit classes typically. I like when people scream at me. I need high music and someone yelling at me because when I'm in a class, I need to be the one that they point and said, do what this guy's doing. Like I need to be,
you ugly bitches.
Yeah.
Hurry the fuck
and I need to go to the doctor dentist because I get texts from my parents saying like, you will die if you never go there. If you don't go to the dentist 3 times a year, your teeth are going to fall out. This is how I operate.
I have a dream
And sometimes,
about
you know, when you're someone who is constantly working and has studied every day of their childhood and then goes into the workforce and works every night, you need to just be on that level and say, you know what? It's not about caring about myself, which is the inevitable goal, but it's about scaring myself into caring about myself.
Yeah.
So for some of you crazy overachievers out there who still have some issues, you know, just you got to be like, okay, I'm going to put this on my agenda and I'm going to say, I'm going to do this because I just, you know, I can't risk not doing it.
Didn't you just say that you want people to scream at you?
Yeah, I love when people scream at me.
Okay.
Oh my God. I was just in a HIT class yesterday and the guy was like almost like basically Barry's boot camp instructor. And you know, when people yell to make noise, I make so much noise. I'm that person. I want it. I want to feel like I'm in like a Spartan army. And he pointed right at me and he said, this guy is doing it. This guy is a killer. And I just looked at him and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm a killer.
I was in one of those classes.
I'm like one of those people. I need someone to make me feel like I'm about to kill something.
I was in one of those, and this super buff dude was like running around like he was in the class, but he would get up from his rowing machine and go give high fives to people, and I'm like, dude, stay the fuck away from me.
I love it.
If you make me high five you, I will vomit in your face. I can listen to your yells from around the room, but if you make me lift my arms one more time, I'm dead.
I did go to therapy once in my life.
How was that?
Well, I basically kept being contrarian to the therapist, which is just not how therapy works. And at the end, he goes, I think you need time to like come in here with an open mind.
I think you need to go to therapy.
No, because basically he was like, he needed therapy from having a session with me for therapy. He says, he basically said like, you're really messed up and you should like find out how to find a way into therapy.
You got rejected by your therapist.
Basically.
That's so funny.
Wow.
Yeah. Cause I was just like this the whole time. And he said, how do you feel? And I said, I don't know. How do you feel about asking me how I feel?
You asshole.
Wow, very contrarian.
How did you find yourself in that situation?
Yeah.
Some incident happened and it was very dark.
How
It was a
old?
very dark period of my life. I was like 20 and I had a very dark 20s. People don't know anything about me pre-BuzzFeed. As evidenced by that MatPat live stream for St. Jude we did.
That was very funny.
Yeah. But I have some darkness in my past and I'll
the
figure out how
tripod
to do
has
it.
some brightness in its past.
Yeah.
Speaking of these incredible clips that were your favorite from 2019, from all the laughs we had to the tears we shed, here are your fan-voted favorite clips from last year's Tripod, featuring your boys who try.
Who was with me at Epcot when I went for the first time?
I know this is
Me.
the story I've been thinking about the whole time, and it's been making me
this
giggle.
is a fun story. First time at Epcot, I was with Zach and Keith. Ned, you were you were somewhere else.
You went to
were-
Disney before the
went to-
wedding, and we
yeah,
went to
yeah,
Disney
yeah,
after.
yeah.
We
the
were all in
wedding.
Florida for our friend's wedding. And of course, Epcot is a magical place where you can drink.
Yep.
Every country around this giant fucking
and there's like
veranda
15
has
of them.
specialty cocktails. Yeah.
That's a lot of drinks.
So you know me, I said,
lot
this is
of
where I'm
drinks.
going. I'm going to hit up every country. I'm going to get 2 drinks in every country.
Do they call it something? The like around the world bar crawl?
There's a word for it, yeah. But I was pretty
Around the world seems right.
I was pretty toasty by the time I got to China. I saw that China had a sign that said, hey, you can meet Mulan, who is my favorite Disney character.
Well, and you had been building this up. You're like, I'm going to Disney, and I'm going to do one thing. No matter how long it takes, I'm going to wait in line, and I'm going to get a photo with Mulan.
Yeah, because Mulan's very hard to find, and she's usually in the Chinese pavilion. We don't have that in LA and Anaheim. So, long story short, we come back when we know she has a line. There's a line full of all these, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed children. And once I
Which was the first concerning thing. Why do these children have tails? Why were they so bushy? It was very shocking.
Their eyes were full of
I needed to
drugs.
do some reconnaissance just to know if I needed to stay in this line. So I go all the way to the front, and then there's Mulan taking pictures of the kids.
And she turns around.
And she's maybe like 1/8 Asian. Maybe. And just out of my drunk mouth spills, she's not even Asian.
She was a very gentrified
She was very white
Mulan.
Asian, yeah. And I know she was probably part Asian. I respect that. But, for me, I wanted to see my Chinese East Asian representation full out in display.
He was
and
so
I was so
crushed.
crushed that I Arrested Development, sad Charlie Brown walked back out of it, and you guys were like, wow, the mood totally shifted.
And we were like, no, Eugene, no, we can still take a picture. No, come on, it'll make you happy.
She's not even
It'll make you happy, Eugene.
Oh, it really made me sad.
You can be Mulan then, and then she'll come on.
The poor kids who heard me yell that also just got very confused.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my sad Epcot story.
So would you want to be Mulan as
Hell
your
yeah!
character?
I'd be a great Mulan.
Oh, and I also remember, though, there were 3 kids taking a photo with Mulan. And like, the fucking kids are more Asian than Mulan.
Yeah, you were upset. What you saying, you were like, Toasty, you're pretty drunk at that point. I would say, you were actually having one drink at every country, and that was about the 7th or 8th country.
Oh, yeah.
You were not a little toasted. You were pretty hammered. You were going for it.
Yeah,
Let's take a picture with the fucking kids.
Oh, man, because all the Chinese kids were lined up, and they were surrounding her.
Well, the kids should take a picture with me and be more accurate than the fucking Mulan.
Yeah, I got upset with that, but then I got more drinks, and then we rode the Frozen ride, and we were okay.
We also, the whole trip, were looking for Moana,
Oh, I
because she's
love
our
Moana.
favorite princess.
Moana.
And Moana does not exist at Disney yet.
No.
Oh,
Well, Hawaii
really?
is not
but
a
there's
country.
a whole Polynesian world.
I know, but Moana is not there.
You know who the best characters to play are, though? Gaston. Because he literally walks around as just a dick to everybody.
Yep.
And then
Wow.
Merida from Brave, who is kind of the female version of the dick.
Would you? If you want to be a bear,
What if you could change your fate?
Surprise! The whole movie's about bears.
They have the best-
why is
yeah.
it about? It's only about bears. Why is it about bears?
My mother's a bear.
I hate that movie.
I hate that movie.
My mother's a bear. My nephew's a
Nothing in
bear.
the trailer led you to believe it was about magical bears. And it's fucking about bears? You think it's going to be about this woman winning an archery competition
Yeah.
against all the odds? No. It's about her family turning into bears. And then there's a big bear blanket that they hang on the wall. I'm like, oh, that's the legend is that the people turn into bears? What? I hate it. I was so mad. And it's just, and then what? The trailer's like, if you could change your fate, would you? But all it is do you want to change your fate into not being a bear? Under the bear curse? There's no fate changing. It's a terrible film.
Don't you want to be a bear?
It's only about bears.
And it was also sad because
Did they wanna
it was
be
Pixar's
bears?
first all-human princess film.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember
You've seen it,
why.
right?
There's
No,
a
I
real
just make fun of the trailer because fate sounds so much like feet. And
to change your
Ariel,
feet?
just imagine you well, I really wish I had Zach's feet.
I can change my feet.
I
Well,
could change my feet to
that
be
is-
a little more dainty.
No, that's actually more-
What if you could change your feet?
That's more accurate to the actual plot because they try to change their feet back from being bears.
you being bare feet.
I got these big old bare feet. I'm so clumsy.
I actually think you would really like Brave, Ned.
What if you could change your feet?
Yeah.
So I gained this habit of looking ahead to see how much reading I had left, which made it, I didn't allow me to stay in the book, but Harry Potter was the only book that I never did that. I was always like, oh, I'm so gripped. It was also, I think the third book came out when I was 13, and that's when it started getting popular, and it was great because I read the first one, and I had 2 more books ready, and then as soon as I'd kind of finished them, the fourth was getting its steam, and I knew it was coming out, and it was the first book I looked forward to. You look forward to movies coming out and all that stuff, but I had never been oh, this book's about to come out, people. And the whole world was oh, this book's about to come out, people. And it was crazy. It was a phenomenon.
Which book is where he hits puberty like hard
5.
and becomes like a dick?
5 is where
4 and 5.
Four and
4 is when he
Yeah,
gets
that's
like
right, that's right.
4 is like sexy time puberty.
Yeah.
Everyone's
but he also,
like, ooh.
he's like,
But there's
nobody
one
help me.
But there's one where he's like just literally.
Yeah, 5 he like Cho in the room requirement.
well, that doesn't happen.
Whoa,
We
Miles.
don't talk about
Miles.
never.
No.
When I was a teenager, I read 5
God.
over and over because I was the book is pretty horny, and like as a teenager, I
Yeah,
was like,
I guess 4 and 5 were both very horny.
Joe, like
I
he's
mean-
with Joe.
And you immediately jump to in the room of requirements.
He like hooks up with Joe hard in the room of
They
requirement.
make out.
They snog a bit.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
I don't think they're snorkeling. I think they're snogging.
Wow.
I just coined that. I don't know if that's the
great.
British term.
That's the British term. Snorkeling.
I wish I could snorkel with Cho.
Our few British listeners will be thrilled. What else about 3 is good is that Malfoy gets punched in the face.
Yes.
Oh,
And
I love
you've
that.
been living with this pompous dick for 3 books, and you're like, man, this kid needs to get some fucking retribution because he really doesn't get it. Like
Yeah.
he's getting away with bullshit.
Yeah.
Like Snape's letting him get away with bullshit. You're like, what the fuck is going on? This kid sucks. And then finally, Hermione punches him in the face, and you're like, yeah.
Did you remember seeing the first film and thinking how casting did not align with what your imagination was? You know how that happens a lot? You're a big fan of a book series, and then they cast, and I think the Harry Potter cast is incredible. But
Yeah.
some of them like slightly, it's always like a rude awakening when you're like, oh, it's not exactly how I pictured.
Who is that for you?
Well, I think one of the main characters was probably Hermione because in the books, if you remember, they described her for most of it until I guess the Yule Ball as like really bushy haired, which they drop after the first movie. They're like, okay, we're not going to tease Emma Watson's hair out anymore. And like she had like buck teeth. Like her front teeth were like squirrely.
That's right.
She had, for lack of a better term, she looked smart. She was supposed to look like, oh, she's the really smart person
Yeah.
who doesn't care about how she looks. She's just like all about, rocking them academics. And then you see Emma Watson, you're like, wow, she is so cute.
Yeah, she's
She was cute. And then the whole storyline, she had shitty teeth because her parents were dentists and they were making her do the...
Yes.
They were like, fine with magic, but you have to wear braces.
You have to wear
They were like, you can use magic everywhere, but don't fuck with our business.
I love the most muggle thing JK could be like, she's going to have dentist parents.
Eugene, you've been sort of on the cusp of telling us about seeing a real ghost at some point, and I think it's about time we find out what the hell
About
you're
my
thinking.
ghost history?
Yeah.
Yeah,
please.
Eugene.
Yeah.
Like some notable ones.
So I'm open to the unknown. I think I maybe believe more in aliens than ghosts.
Hell yeah.
But-
everyone believes in aliens.
Yeah, well, not
do a whole
everyone
nother-
does.
Conceded not to.
we'll do a whole other episode on
Yeah.
aliens. That'll be our
I don't know if they're here, but I believe they're out there.
Which is weird because like very religious people believe in ghosts but not aliens. I don't know.
Crazy.
Anyway,
So wrong.
my family has a history that I've spoken about with spooky stuff. People in my family can see when people are about to die. That's like the bottom line.
So, okay, you say that very casually. Dive in there. There's a grayness to people, right?
It's called The Gray. But
Sounds like a great movie.
Yep.
yeah, but I don't want to like call people out in my family, but someone in my family was raised by the teat of the town psychic, and the town psychic could also I think the town psychic could curse people to die. And then so this person in my family has on multiple occasions predicted when someone would die when they seemed perfectly healthy.
He or she will remark that they looked a little gray today.
They looked gray and would say they would look gray. Why does this person look sick? And the next day they'd be dead.
And these are sometimes people that appear perfectly healthy.
Yeah,
in every
one
way.
was a guy who slipped and hit his head on a swimming pool and drowned, and he was perfectly healthy, 40-year-old dude. Another was someone
Whoa, so she thought he looked gray,
before the accident.
and then he just had an accident.
yeah.
That's a movie.
That's okay.
that's
So that
cool.
I thought it was she could see imminent death, but that's like marked for death situation.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like destiny and
It's-
fate.
That's Final Destination.
Creepy. And this person, is just not someone who would she doesn't seem spooky. She also thinks that I've been blessed with some sort of sixth sight in some way because I'm very empathetic. Out of all the siblings,
And you
she's
speak
like,
well with animals.
yeah, I do.
You do
I
commune
do
with
talk a lot
animals.
with
You're like
animals.
More
a
than most
druid.
people.
A little bit, I guess. But I guess my closest ghost is throughout a large part of my life, and I don't talk about this much, but I talk about the instances, is I sometimes see, I call him the silhouette. and it's a silhouette of a man who stands behind windows or backlit windows and watches me. It's happened in many of the apartments I've lived in. It happened when I was in high school at my house, but I'll be sitting somewhere or standing, and it's not even like necessarily while I'm asleep, but I'll turn and I'll see just the silhouette of a man standing, looking into the space I'm in, usually behind a curtain, not moving, and we'll stand there for like over 30 minutes. And it happened in the most recent time it happened was in my new apartment. And I was sitting on the couch watching TV, and I turned and the silhouette was there, and I just didn't move, and it actually walked away, but it was there for 20 minutes looking into my apartment.
So when this happens,
Same silhouette though.
you try and just ignore it, or do you feel like an energy shift within
I feel
yourself?
an energy shift, and because my immediate reaction is not to move. I don't like stand up and like, hey, I'm gonna like check this out. My immediate reaction is don't move towards it or whatever it is. Because I wish it would move, because it would give me more of an indication if I should run or like talk to it.
Has he ever been here at this office?
No, never at this office. Usually places where I live. But in any case, yeah, I'd say I've seen this apparition of sorts like 20 times in my life.
Is there a time of day that it typically relates to?
It's been anywhere between evening to early morning. Yeah. But not always when I'm asleep. It's sometimes when I'm just sitting there.
Do you have any working theories as to what it might be?
I have no clue. But I don't know if he is malicious or if he is benign.
And I want to know more about the feeling that you have. Is it like a tingling throughout? Do you feel scared, or you just feel paralyzed?
No, I think it's actual dread.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because the idea of someone
call it the dread.
I don't know. I think just the idea of someone looking in at you from somewhere and not moving is, I think, just inherently scary. So I'm just always like, but it doesn't happen often. 20 times in my life it's a lot, but it's like I'm 33, so
Yes, not every year.
no. But it happens, and I don't know what to explain of it. But I mentioned it to this person who has the gray, and she thinks that perhaps it's connected to it somehow, like. Maybe it's the demon associated with the power that we have or some shit. Anyway,
Here's a question.
like
for
the
you.
demon that granted the sight to
Right,
the psychic who then
is coming to take it back.
Some sort
Or it's
of
like
devil
watching-
over
yeah.
to make sure that the power was held tight.
because the idea of the gray is not it's not like a positive power to have.
No,
Because it
it's a
certainly is
depressing
traumatic
power, I
and-
imagine.
Have you ever seen The Gray?
I don't want to confirm or deny it out loud because it makes me sound crazy, and I don't want to confirm it because I don't want it. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen what I thought was a semblance of it, and someone did die, but I don't think it was because of me, because I can't bring up the story because it's so
I
bad.
know.
You know
Is
the
it the
story.
story?
It's the story about
Yeah.
the kid. Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out to me.
That makes sense.
But in that situation, I think I cursed that kid.
yeah.
Right.
But he did appear grayish before. Anyway.
Okay, here's something I'm dying to know. If you or another saw gray within one of us, would you tell us? Or is it too late?
I don't know the rules of
I
it.
just have to beat the gray by 1 second.
Oh, but that makes it sound like Final Destination, doesn't it?
No, because look,
What
you
if the
saw,
what if
the person saw gray and then he slipped and cracked his head? That's not like, hey, you have the gray, go to the doctor. It's,
Right,
You
yeah.
have the gray. There's nothing you can do
Yeah,
about
it's gonna
it.
get you.
Yeah.
Well, each time
Settle your affairs.
she told
Call your
me
Call your mom.
each time she told me about the instances she had it, the death happened within the next few days. It wasn't like it's next year.
Oh.
Right. It's soon.
One was someone who was in remission, and everyone went to visit her in the hospital, and she was like, the doctors were like, fucking like A-okay. She's like gonna be good. And then
Your person.
the gray happened, and the next day immediately just dead.
And wasn't it your person left the hospital room and went,
Immediately went, no, she's not okay.
Give me your time. I'll give you some of mine.
I feel like there's a sort of subversive thing happening with the Clean Society that's a secret.
like in the end, you find out that there's something
secretly nasty.
There's something happening though with the clean society where they're trying to then eradicate the dirty society.
Oh yeah, they don't
It's
just
not
want to
Lynn
be
though.
clean.
It's not Lynn. It's
Oh,
nice.
the clean
They want to
society.
clean.
They want to clean
cleanse
everything.
They want to cleanse
And then
the
it's
world
like about
of dirt.
cleansing.
And it's that is from the president of the clean society, who's played by
Oh, the president of the clean society is
it's a woman.
Yeah, it's
And she's
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Oh,
Meryl
yeah.
fucking Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep's
Yeah,
there.
because
Yes,
she's
Meryl.
great at being like, you think you trust her, and then
Yes.
you see that glimmer in her eye, and you don't trust her.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And this goes
yeah.
perfectly. We're gonna have to go back to the midpoint, but it goes perfectly, which I think is the down moment of the film, where they ruin the dirty festival. The clean people think they're liberating it, but then you realize, oh my God, we've just ruined these people's passion. They're this is something that they love, and who are we to come in and say that this is how you should live?
And Mindy Pooh still has Mindy Pooh. She sees that it's no matter how clean you try to make it, there's still a little bit of dirt in everyone's heart.
Maybe that's what it is. They wake up on Dirty's Eve, and they realize the whole city's been cleaned, and there's this profound sadness. But then they start spitting. They realize
They all grab hands and they start to spit.
spitting. Down.
And Mindy Pooh leads the spitting.
And
but
slowly
he also-
the fountain fills up with the whole town's saliva.
But it's also done with the clean people coming together with the dirty people. And they realize that they can be clean and dirty at the same time.
But this is more than just The Grinch, because this is also an action musical. And so after,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you
Well, because
realize,
the clean people, they have like taken over the city and enforced a curfew.
and it's like fucking fascism.
Yes.
It's fascism. Meryl Streep's a fascist. And you
there
ready?
are street sweepers, and people have to scrub until their hands bleed.
You ready for the moment that's going to give everyone chills? Also,
Yeah.
that was gross.
Super gross.
Wow, it's a gross movie.
Nastyville.
That was nasty. Ned, you're nasty. You ready for this moment?
Yeah.
They realize, so they're all united, and now the dirties and the cleans have come together. But still, Meryl Streep's in charge. And they go, Lin-Manuel is like, what are we going to do? How are we going to beat her? And Reese Witherspoon looks right into the camera. And she goes, to get the clean, you got to get a little dirty.
Exactly.
And then at the end, she's finally able to fart. And her fart, because she's never farted her whole life, is the nastiest fart that has ever occurred. And it kills Meryl.
It kills Meryl Streep. It just blasts her back.
But of course, it's not just a fight scene. It's a musical fight scene. So while she's tooting to the rhythm of the song.
Yeah.
And Lin-Manuel's secret, his whole thing is that his character's named Febreze because he like is an air freshener. So they realize that they're meant for each other. That there's a balance in the universe. That with her fart and his Febreze, they make harmony.
Wow.
Take me as I am.
This is a really saucy little secret. Can I get a fake name, Keith?
Bonnie Iverson.
Bonnie Iverson, the saucy little girl.
The most real name you've given
I
ever.
feel like I know a Bonnie
I never
Iverson.
pre-plan it. I just say whatever words coming out of my mouth.
Bonnie writes, so when I was little, I used to love to draw and read stuff about people who were sick. To my young innocent...
Wait, okay.
That's normal.
To my young innocent mind, I only knew I found those types of things very interesting, and I didn't know why I liked it so much. Well, everything changed around the time I became a teenager. I did some research on the internet and listed some videos and discovered I have a full-blown sneeze kink.
Oh.
People sneezing just turns me on.
Oh, yeah.
And I still don't understand it completely. I just know that I find people who sneeze a lot.
Oh my God. I'm going to go get
attractive.
some pepper.
I've never heard of
Extremely
this.
attractive.
Well,
Keith's getting pepper. I've never told anyone about this.
I really
in
don't want to sneeze right now.
I have a question. We named the person Bonnie, but
Yeah.
do we know if this is a man or a woman? I'm just curious.
Bonnie, let me check. It doesn't say. I think it sounds like a girl, but it could be a
Would you
guy.
say that, Miles?
Oh, okay. Keith is back.
I don't want to.
Keith, you were so fast.
I don't want to.
He has a bowl. He has a bowl and a pepper shaker.
This is the
participate in this.
No.
This is the pepper challenge. The pepper sneeze challenge. The pepper sneeze boner challenge.
Always sneeze when I'm like cooking with pepper because when you like put spices into a hot pan, a lot of the spices rise up in the steam and they go in your face.
You know,
black pepper makes me sneeze like crazy.
I didn't question it when you went to get pepper, but that is the thing in cartoons, right? Pepper makes people sneeze.
Keith is
going for
putting
it.
his nose in the bowl
All right,
of crushed
everyone
pepper.
watch this and see if we pop boners.
Yeah.
It's not doing
He's
it.
getting in there. It's because it's performance anxiety. Keith,
right, you're totally
just
right.
relax.
Keith, I just need you to
okay.
know that Bonnie cannot get off unless you shove that pepper up your nose. I will say my biggest complaint about this podcast is that people can't get off to it. So
Yeah.
I would like to correct that today.
I've been meaning
I don't
to
want to
make
like
it
snort the pepper.
Don't snort the pepper.
Oh, Ned's going for it. He's
Ned's
got
getting
the bowl.
pepper.
He's putting his nose in the bowl.
And
I
just
feel
to-
like I need to just do it. For
Keith,
Bonnie.
what if you put your nostril upside down and do the pepper shaker directly? Oh! Whoa! Yo, by the way, you're a good-looking sneezer. Do you think,
one in there.
Bonnie? We adore this secret because I've never encountered anything like it. I have no judgments, just amazement. Oh! Here it goes. No, just a yawn. Oh shit!
Oh, fuck, that's so hot.
So in our live show, aside from me harassing DJ Khaled, another thing that I do is I throw chicken tenders to the audience because Tim Meadows wouldn't get pizza with me. So I'm showing the world that if they want to eat with me, I'm giving them that opportunity in our live show.
It's this incredible moment of just pure chaos. It's Keith asks who wants to eat fried chicken. I bring out two, sometimes 4 buckets of fried chicken on
Somewhere
a wheelie
between
table.
75 and 125 chicken
People
tenders.
go fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It is bonanza. It is people jumping out of their seats. You've never seen anything like it. And what I love about it too is that it's something that we discovered during the tour.
Right.
The first show we did something totally different for the first 4 or 5 shows.
3 or 4, yeah.
And one day Keith just goes, I think people just actually want to eat fried chicken with me. What if I just throw it at them?
So the first show we did, I actually just handed out 1 bucket of fried chicken. And it was like an 8-piece bucket.
I don't remember that.
And I just walked through the aisles and I threw only one piece to the balcony, and someone in the balcony caught it. And I was
that's
like,
awesome.
And it was magical. And I was like, oh wow, that's it.
That's the
So
moment.
The next show, I was like, let's get chicken tenders because I can't be throwing bones. And I was like, maybe I'll just stay on the stage. And it came from like, we're really designing the show. Like we had a part where Zach goes into the audience. I didn't want to steal that energy of going to the audience for the first time right up top. So I'm like, what? I need to do something interactive, but I'm going to stay on the stage and I'm going to just throw fried chicken at everyone.
Well, and also every night we got tweets that someone either got pegged in the face or in the chest with chicken,
Or
and
in
they
the
were
hair.
thrilled.
So I'm throwing chicken. So every show basically, after I've sung and danced and all this jazz, I'm just hurling chicken tenders. I actually had Zach come in halfway through the tour because there were so many, it was taking too long. And I just weirdly enough, the
honored,
energy
by the
was
way.
still hot in the room for the entire 6 minutes it took me to throw all the chicken. But I'm like, this is just too long. It's just taking too much time.
Yeah, I'm changing, and I look backstage, and like it's 3 minutes into the segment, and there are still people standing up, screaming for
It's
fried
a
chicken.
crazy amount of time.
We never tell any of the venues that we're doing this.
No.
And we're in the most classic theaters across all of America.
Antiques.
Antiques.
Yeah,
And
beautiful
the
theaters.
Stagehands love it.
Yeah. So the thing is that in these classic theaters, and we had such big audiences that we had people in the balconies.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so much fun for me from stage to throw pieces of chicken hundreds of feet into the balcony. And like, I got really good at throwing chicken tenders. Like I learned how you throw them because they don't throw like baseballs. They throw like chicken tenders. So you really have to think about how you're going to throw it. You got to basically hold it in the center of your fist and throw it like a rock because it flaps. It's it's loose. It's chicken, and if it's been sitting in the bin too long, it steams, so the skin will fall off. It makes a huge mess. But anyway, I just got really into throwing it really far. So Zach would throw it down to the lower audience, and I would pretty much only chuck it to the top, to the back. I'm throwing it as hard as I can.
Would you try and like spiral it like a football? You have some little rotation action.
Some were spiralable. Some were a little flat, so I threw them more like ninja stars, shurikens perhaps, or knives essentially. So there were different styles of chicken, but I figured out how to throw them all. And I've been doing this for 15 shows by the time we get to the Schubert Theater in Boston. And I'm great at it. I'm tossing, I'm throwing.
It's really became one of my favorite parts of the whole show.
But Boston was sold out and had 2 balconies. And the nature of the balconies was set so that they were a little bit closer because there were 2 balconies. And I was like, I can get it to the top balcony. That's awesome. So I'm just chucking it as hard as I can to the people who are the furthest away. And also, like, it's straight up. So it's not just, I'm not throwing hundreds of feet, I'm throwing 100 feet up. So I'm fighting gravity. I'm throwing it as hard as I can. And on the second to last tender that I have, I'm like, I only got 2 tenders left. I got to get it to this balcony. Because I had thrown it the whole time and I'd hit the barrel. I hit it like maybe 3 times. I got it to somebody in the balcony. I'm like, no, I got to get at least one more up there. And I rear back and I'm throwing it like a pitcher. I'm like fully leaning back, using my leg as a lever and then whipping my body forward. I'm doing arm stretches before and after this segment. I am committing to this bit. And it flies beautifully forward. But then it's a piece of chicken. And it just starts veering way right and flies straight into the classic chandelier that is on the ceiling. It is high up there. And it hits one strand. And all of us collectively hold our breath as one strand disconnects,
Swings
from
down.
the top and swings across and just is penduluming above the audience. 150 feet in the air, there is a thread of glass.
It was like the chicken tried to Tarzan swing off the chandelier.
Some people say that the chicken was stuck in another part of the chandelier.
Because I didn't see it come down.
I didn't see it come down, but I also wasn't looking at the ground after that. I was looking
the people who told us that said that during the show, they looked up and saw chicken.
No.
So not only did you break a classic chandelier,
There's a piece of chicken in there.
There's a chicken.
And by break, what I really did is that
You dislodged
all
it.
of these are just hooked on. So I just somehow unhooked it. It was swinging.
Ew.
I did
Very high up, and it's an antique classic. Like, who knows? That's maybe $1 million chandelier. So old.
It's big.
It's probably at least $100,000 chandelier. And apparently, because to fix it and clean it, it has to be totally brought down from the ceiling. It has to be.
Oh, now I feel
it's on
bad.
this giant rig. It's going to have to be lowered down. It's going to have a team of people do it. They're going to have to do it. However, this is giving them a great opportunity to clean it. I bet it never gets
bet
cleaned.
you it's filthy.
And I bet this is like
now it has chicken in it.
a blessing in
I
disguise.
kind of want the chicken to stay in there, so it's like the ghost of the theater.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I heard there's chicken up there in that chandelier.
You know,
The
Every now and then
bones
you
are
get a
still
whiff
there.
of fried chicken.
Well, in these classic theaters, all through the back alleys, people have signed their names. They've put their tour posters
Right.
up. I just wanted to have a lasting impression of us in that theater. And I thought, what better way than to lodge a piece of chicken above all the patrons of the Schubert?
You got that look, you got the moves. You know just what I want to do.
Have you ever wanted to be a clean little baby boy?
Okay, we'll bite. What? How do we become clean little baby boys?
Have you ever wanted your skin to shine?
Yeah.
I have.
Use a loofah.
Yeah. I'm on board.
Now I know what you're thinking. My hand will do just fine. It will not do just fine. The loofah is going to exfoliate your skin. You need to be using some sort of organic soap on a loofah and using the loofah on your skin. You will be feeling moist and clean and fresh.
Well, yeah, cool, yeah.
Yeah, good advice.
But also, change it frequently.
Yes, how often
yeah.
do you throw away your loofah?
I have never thrown away.
Miles, how are you a clean baby boy? You're rubbing your dead skin and bacteria back onto your skin.
How often should I change
Once
it?
a month.
Once a month.
Absolutely. I have had the
least.
same loofah for
Miles,
years.
you are not.
Yeah, it's
Miles.
bad. You gotta throw. Literally, go. We're gonna give you a lunch break today to go buy a loofah.
Normally I don't get a loofah. Do you want the ripped summer body and calves of Chris Evans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to be toned and buff like Chris Pine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a trend.
Unlock your potential and get a sexy little laptop stand.
Huh?
Posture is linked to health. Doctors
Fuck
have
yeah,
been
man.
saying it since 1920. They know that posture, if you have good posture, you're going to have a better health.
In the middle of the Depression, they were like, what else can we do to help people's quality of life for their computer use?
If you
in the 20s?
What's up, Miles Nation? Do you want to be rich as fuck?
Yeah.
Bill Gates, Rachel Ray, Chloe Grace Moretz. These are rich people.
That last one?
That was a weird
It's a big.
I like that list.
triple
Yeah.
choice. Yeah.
Do you think those three have ever been grouped together?
And Chloe
People with money are better than you.
We just wrapped it up so nicely about your self-worth.
What is
All right, where's this going, Miles?
Save the money from things you don't buy. What's up, Jake Paulers?
Oh God.
I like it when he does that one.
I enjoy it.
Have you ever wanted to be bone clean?
That's what? What?
Keys go on.
But what the fuck does that mean?
Clean as a bone.
Like when you clean a bone.
Are bones known for being
Like
clean?
porcelain, white, sterile, clean. Have you ever wanted to maximize
Why are you staring
your
at me?
productivity, Eugene?
Yes.
Get a bidet.
I'm down with this.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
A bidet is going to sparkle water directly into your rump. What's up, Miles Nation? How y'all doing tonight?
Stand up.
Do you want to bench press like a champ and be dope at sex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to be as chill as Tom Hardy, as relaxed as Tom Hanks, and as sexy as Tom Holland?
Whoa.
This is good. He's also got all this memorized if you're just listening. This is amazing.
Get your sexy little ass into a sauna.
That won't help you bench press.
A sauna's gonna boil your body into a crispy little beefcake. You don't even have to exercise
Not sure that's
if you
true.
just sweat it out, baby.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go to my gym. I won't even work out. I'll just get my ass into the sauna, crank it all the way up to 200 and sit in there for 10 minutes. And that's working out in a way, some might say. What's up, Miles Nation?
Ew.
Oh,
right.
Gross.
Do you want to be a tiny little ballerina? Do you want your sweet tooth to be a sweet little candy?
What is happening? And what's your face? Why
you-
you're getting so small and tiny? I hate it. You look like a little rat boy.
The world is not so nice, and I needed some advice. Not this.
Freeze your grapes.
Oh, what?
If you want a tasty little snack that tastes like ice cream but is grapes, you're going to want to freeze your grapes.
What does this have to do with being a ballerina?
You'd be tiny.
You're going to be tiny. You're going to be able to have as much dessert as you
Right,
want.
because it's not ice cream.
You're not eating ice cream. You're not eating latte. You're not eating chocolate. You're not eating Hershey's. You're eating frozen grapes.
True.
Frozen grapes are going to have antioxidants. They're going to get inside your skin and they're going to make you shine.
I'm picturing like the scarabs in the mummy.
This frozen grape just rolling under your arms.
That's horrifying.
What's up, Miles Nation? How y'all doing tonight? Have you ever wanted to drown from the comfort of your own home?
What?
Have you ever wanted to be as fertile as a calf in heat?
Huh?
You're gonna want to neti pot, bitch. A neti pot is going to drown you in your own home. It's going to suction out every little bit of snot until you just can't take it anymore. I've been getting sick lately
Why are you here?
because I have to be. Hey, Miles Nation.
This was new.
Do you want to have a big old Tarzan dick? Do you want to smell as sweet as a daisy?
Okay.
Get plants and put them in your rooms.
Wait, huh? How's my dick gonna be bigger?
Plants make every house better. Scientists have thought about it and said, yeah, that's the deal. Plants give oxygen to your home. Plants make you happier. If you talk to your plants, they can grow bigger and better and faster and stronger. It's a way for you to bring the outdoors inside.
I don't. But the dick part.
Yeah. So I know how you're confused.
Yeah, I agree with all points except
Yeah.
that plants make
Absolutely.
your dick way bigger.
Let me just explain.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's like the metaphorical dick of Tarzan who's one with the jungle and plants.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Miles Nation?
Oh boy.
Do you want to lock lips with a sexy ass model?
I mean,
Okay, I'm on board.
Do you want to French a celebrity in the light of day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Emma Stone. J.K. Rowling.
Oh, boy. What?
J.K.
Adam Sivan and Driver. These are all people you could fucking French. If you get a tongue scraper.
oh.
Your plaque is eroding your face. You need to get a tongue scraper that's going to scrape off the dirty little monsters collecting on your tongues.
Oh no. Oh.
Welcome to my hometown, Milesopolis.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
The most
So it's-
Western
got me back.
sounding.
Why is it a metropolis?
It's a big city, but you're a small town boy.
Do y'all want to light your house on fire
No.
and breathe it into your little sinus?
This one's getting me hard.
Smell the smells of baked beans
I do like baked beans.
and enjoy the flame of heat so hot it'll burn your little tush.
Don't lose the
I like
accent.
where y'all
Stay
headed with
committed.
this.
What are you talking about yet?
Get candles.
Wait, that's the advice?
Get candles. Go to Target and get candles. Candles smell good. They provide light and brightness, and they smell nice. You should have a candle in the bathroom. You should have a candle in the bedroom. You should have a candle in the dining room. And if you got enough candles, it's going to smell real nice.
I just want to get to know you. I just want to get to know you. So tell me, is that so bad? I'll be satisfied with that.
I do hope you enjoyed that look down memory lane. And again, find your friends, sit them down in a goddamn chair, force them to listen to this episode, and then make them subscribe because this year we're gonna shoot to the top. We haven't been on the chart since we premiered. That's a goddamn shame. But this has been the TryPod. Keith, hit us with the official TryPod theme song.
What's going on with Eugene Liang? We didn't get into it. We didn't get into it. TryPod.
Until next time, stay beautiful.
We're not getting into it.